Hey folks. Got a job to do. Let's imprint the little shitter. Now for the night. We need better gear, and the night always holds fancy presents. Let's quickly swift through it. Drops weren't as good as expected. I can't make use of an ascended advanced rifle yet, because it will burn through my resources like butter. So, I went ahead, unlocking more explorer boxes. Nothing to see here, unfortunately, because of the night. But that was about to change.
Of the many creatures I've yet encountered on the island, the iguanodon vicissitudinous has the distinct
What the fuck? This has me raging furiously.
according to its momentary needs. Primarily a rather lethargic bipedal herbivore native to the island's many grasslands and forests. In situations where increased speed or maneuverability is crucial, it will quickly shift its posture into quadrupedal stance and behave like a very different creature. Like bipedal, it can employ rapid,
I hope you understand now why the human NPC mod is on my list of recommended. Those bots are damn nasty, and with good armor, they possess a real threat because of their sheer numbers, with up to 8 or even more individuals.
Combined with its highly effective fruit harvesting and substantial carry weight, the iguanodon's excellent mobility in bipedal stance makes it an ideal field hand that can also pull off a quick getaway. Oviraptors to be able to surreptitiously steal these eggs, usually without attracting the attention of an irate mother. In an incredible fateful pheromone that affects many creatures as an aphrodisiac, mated creatures are much more likely to create new eggs while Oviraptor is around.
I understand the Sarco might not be the best choice for countryside action, but for the moment, Takkar hasn't a lot of choices for northern exploration, and so every high-level big dino is sufficient. Honestly, for a simple human bot introducing mod, this one's decent. They use their archers to bombard you with nasty fire arrows, send their bola catchers to outflank you, and let those metal-armored sentries charge right in. And it doesn't stop there. They build town with dozens, up to hundreds of buildings, like real cities, expand those cities, will frequently send raids to your locations, and are just as much a pain in the ass, like real humans. Their sheer numbers compensate for the lack of real brain. So, the worst thing that can really happen is entering an unscouted and uncleared area, trusting on luck, and then have yourself surprise ambushed by human scavengers, while there are still dangerous animals around. This almost always ends in certain death. It's all about those boxes, right? Yes, I specifically tailored the whole experience around those boxes, and that it's literally the only sane way for your character to gain decent amounts of XP in relative fast progression. The ultimate goal would be to have a never-ending circle of grinding survival. But, unfortunately, at one point, you will always become a late-game demigod, and you can only do so much to postpone this stage and make all other game stages lasting much longer. Take structure building, for example. The whole mechanic is entirely pointless if you rush through levels. Takkar finally found this neat tech stego. He had to tame it, no matter what. Tech dinos are superior in virtually every aspect compared to their biological brethren. Plus, you can decently upgrade them with tech servos. Upon return to the castle rock, those damn critters had penetrated the perimeters again, and we needed to point action. Time to test my ranged combat skills. The Hunted 2.0 has several features related to gun mechanics. For one, aiming is more easy when crouched or prone, and is virtually impossible riding a dino. The sole exceptions are spears and the crossbow, because they rely on simple point-at aim. So, this is where things get interesting with the whole aspect of grinding. You can only build so much until your close area runs out of resources. If you use maximum size, no resource respawn regions. When this point is arrived, usually around early-late game, I'm starting to buy my stuff. The diverse many new hotkeys, when used in immersive mode, will allow you a whole range of convenience features if you're building in your home and you're out of combat. Many aspects of those hotkeys will only unlock as you proceed through the levels. There's a hotkey for Ghost, Fly, Infinite Carry Weight, and even Mark and Delete, aside from many other. In The Hunted 2.0, they are tailored to the hardcore aspect and will not allow you to cheat or use any of these hotkeys during combat or when you're attacked. As you can see, Takkar is breeding many new dinos, most of them simply to build a pair of any dino species, to unlock features and make sure all of the kibble tiers are addressed. But this one, no, it's not simply an egg provider. I hatched 2 female baryonyx after I unlocked superior saddles, and I'm just keeping this one as backup in case I lose my main act. The Phiomia is going to be my temporary main ride to speed around shorter distances, mostly to give support to outposts and my working dino army over at the plains. And here we go, Takkar's first really dangerous dino, even for most of the higher tier dinos. The barrio still has enemies that master him, but they are much fewer than those of the raptor. Beast is going to be my main ride for quite a long time. with the help of many experience-enhancing consumables that I preserved for exactly this situation, I'm forcing Beast through the level swiftly. As a side bonus, I get all the fish I need early, before finally moving to a new adventure. If you find these cheesy, well, you should reconsider. I'm in this game for almost 200 hours, and remember all the struggle and dangers I faced to get to that point? The standard game had allowed me to reach level 105 within few days, maybe 30 to 40 hours, sometimes even faster. Besides, I really love floating through the water with this one, given in the past, Takkar didn't really have the courage to go anywhere near those ponds and seas. So, what you've seen was an extremely compressed session of around 3 to 4 hours, real time. I've only put the fishing hours into the video because all the other things I've done to help leveling up the Baronix, mainly in the western grasslands, you've seen that already before with many other level up sessions. Now, my beast is ready. Our goal are the swamps and the many boxes found within, as well as ultimately, our first spelunking excursion into one of the starter caves. Let's go. You remember those menacing Danos from last session, right? Those were the one appearing out of nowhere and forcing my raptor to retreat quickly. This time, no more. Takkar still has to pay attention to the skies. That wyvern is still lurking around, I guess.
I'm not entirely sure how Therizinosaurus multiensis stays populated on the island. It is surprisingly slow for its size. Some of the most versatile biological tools I've encountered. As adept at removing...
And yes, that's also an old friend of us. That Sarko was fleeing after I managed to repent his female. Another pack of Danos prevented me to go after him. Now, it's time to return an old favor. After a quick return to the Castle Rock to unload all the precious resources I gathered, I decided to quickly install a set of bridges to connect the Castle Rock to any of the surrounding islands. And, you guessed it, that's the nest of that Spino family from Session 5. The one where I was jumping from the cliffs with enabled cloak seed, falling right into the arms of a Spino mother. I was lucky, because she couldn't detect me. Now, I will make sure she will. The decision to engage actually only came when I saw her health has already significantly dropped, either because she had a fight earlier or because she was starving. However, something unexpected happened with that supposedly easy kill. And that's where things started to go south pretty quickly. Because, pay attention, she's feeding and regaining her health almost instantly without me even noticing. What follows up is the toughest fight that I had until now, almost getting me and Beast killed because I was going into lackluster confidently. If it wasn't for all the seeds I had kept in storage and only using them rationally in the past, for exactly these situations, I surely would have died. Remember when I said in one of the past sessions that, even though those seeds seem to exist abundantly, you still don't want to burn through them without solid reason? After that little incursion, Takkar moved back to finish the job. Oh yeah, a level 120 Trudon. Not only are those Trudons good as companion and close support, they will also auto-produce feathers and poison, and a pair can basically replace a whole family of dodos and delos doing the job. Producing venom they are only mastered by boas. A shitbug and a level 120 Allosaurus to conclude this session in the swamps. Both are mid-game peak creatures, before you get access to tier 5 saddles and move on to even higher goals. The shitbug, as I call it, will replace monkeys and the compost bin, as they do the job much faster and without any interaction needed from your side. Just one more aspect to ease up on grinding.
Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable.
Takkar tried to reach the high ground to find a Reniog that was constantly close by when he had fought the boas for that explorer note.
Megapiranha magnetmorsis is a carnivorous fish found fairly commonly in the rivers and ponds of the island.
And that's where I finally found a pack of Rexes that would surely master my beast. Time to return home. We've got enough of the good stuff anyways. But for sure, not without doing that one last task I had mentioned. There was still room in the storage. And here we are, Southern Cave. Enjoy the trip.
A smaller relative. It is difficult to be angry with Himentoria leaders, despite its rather terrible nature. The creature has practically no intelligence and just attaches to any nearby unit.
So, we made it out, unlocked all boxes, and even got the artifact. Time to get home. Beast is quite overloaded, so she moved very fast. But I didn't expect any real threat on my way back home. Let's collect some last, very much needed resources, placed here by the mod simple spawners, by the way. I'm primarily using simple spawners to fill empty locations with enemies, and place rational small pockets and amounts of resources. Crystal, obsidian, pearls, salt, and sulfur, to name a few. The quantity is very low, and not comparable to what you get on the mountains or in caves. See you guys.